This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 2000. This week on Electric Playground, we take a look at NFL Blitz 2001, Command & Conquer Red Alert 2. We talk to Brett Sperry, president of Westwood Studios, Smugglers Run for PlayStation 2. We play Crash Bash for PS1, and Tommy and Vic give a damn about all the latest games they review.
Roughest, toughest, most bang-uppest football video game of all time has been the Blitz series. Well, guess what? This year, it's coming on the N64, the PlayStation, and the Dreamcast. Of course, I'm talking about Blitz 2001, a football odyssey. I won! Oh.
Midway's back with a brand new Blitz game, Blitz 2001, and I'm here with Matt, and he's going to take me through this brand new game that we're all dying to play. What's going on in Blitz 2001?
This year, quite a bit, actually. You know, one of the most prominent features that I say this year are the addition of mini-games.
The mini-games?
There are three. One is First and Goal Frenzy. You're playing against a computer. Start out on the 50-yard line, and you'll progress down the field. Every time you score, bam, you move a little closer, and then it just gets progressively harder as you move down the field.
Oh, cool.
So it's even more rapid-fire blitz. There's also a quarterback game where you're also progressing down the field, and you're trying to hit as many receivers as you can, within a limited
target
time
practice?
period. Exactly.
Okay.
And that I think will really help sharpen your skills as far as passing goes. You'll have crossing routes and things like that you have to get. The third one would be goal line stand, where you have to hold the computer back.
So this is the defensive one. This is where you learn how to stop the computer.
Exactly.
Is it a tougher game this year? Is it harder to play?
I'd say this year it's a little more fair. There have been some complaints in the past about the artificial intelligence cheating.
There's a lot of fumbles later on in the
There are, and we're really trying to cut that back. And one thing that we've done is, instead of having just a team attribute this year, every player has distinct player attributes.
Oh, great.
And that really changed the balance of the game quite a bit. We're trying to keep it as fast and furious as possible still, while incorporating some of the sim type features without going overboard. This year we've got some new tackles, we've got some new leaps, some ways to get away from other players, things like that. There are some wrestling style tackles, but you kind of just have to see it to believe it, really.
Well, I got some change, and if I gave you this, would you show me? Maybe we could get Tim. You could tackle Tim, and you could show us how the NFL Blitz 2001 tackle would be.
Well, as an official Midway employee, actually, I'm not supposed to take bribes, but once the cameras are off.
Here, I got more. Yeah, I got some more. Look. There you go. Let's go get Tim. It's not gonna hurt. Come on, man. Come here, man. I got
Get him! Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Are you ready for some multiplayer party fun with Crash Bandicoot on the Sony PlayStation? Well, if so, get ready for Crash Bash! Crash Bash, that's right, they told me, and guess what? I brought my boxing gloves.
Boxing gloves?
Yeah,
it's not
Crash
a boxing
Bash.
game.
Well, Crash Bash, what are you talking about?
It isn't a boxing game, Tommy.
It's not a boxing
No,
game.
it's not.
Why is this here?
I don't know, it just crept up behind us.
All right. And talk to me about this wall.
Everyone comes in here, plays games, and gets to write whatever they want to on the wall.
I hope you don't mind I'm writing on the wall. And you could sell this wall on eBay now. Oh, Charlotte, I'm falling, help me, help! No, that's pretty funny. I'm not really falling. An arena-based battle game. Sounds like a fighting game to me.
Well, you do fight. You do battle with up to 4 opponents.
So it's a boxing game.
No, it's not a boxing game.
Okay, it's like Tekken except Crash.
Except completely different. Basically, you can play with up to 4 players. There are 7 different arenas. Within those arenas, there are 4 different levels of play that you can play with your friends.
Okay.
Now, there's also an adventure mode, and that goes back to the more typical Crash gameplay that you're used to.
Oh, okay.
So the idea in the adventure mode, which will be 1 or 2 players as opposed to 4 players, will be just to go through the game and get gems and talisman and progress through the levels.
Okay, so tell me a secret.
Okay, well, I think the coolest thing about Crash Bash as far as secrets are concerned is that if you go through and play the adventure game in 1-player mode or 2-player mode, you can then uncover secret levels that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to get to in the battle mode.
So, Crash Bash, multiplayer versus your buddies. You like Coco. I'm kind of partial to koala bears myself, so you know, we should go and you know, take each other on.
I think so. I'm ready for a challenge.
Excellent. Well, a challenge is what you'll get. I still think Crash Bash, they should have made a boxing game.
Hey, enough!
Should have made a boxing game. Crash Bash.
Hey, buddy.
I want to play. Whoa! Coming up after the break, CNC Red Alert 2.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Lee from PNP Games here. The Tiger R-Zone is the ultimate bathroom companion. All of the games lose appeal in 2 minutes or so your legs don't even fall asleep. Not to be crude, but I'll take video games over the back of a shampoo bottle any day. Do the Mario! Thank you! I know PNP Games stocks portable video games, new and used. Browse our selection at pnpgamesonline.com. Now, if you'll excuse me, play forever. Don't forget to wash your hands.
You know, E equals MC squared. PC plus CNC equals Red Alert squared.
Hey, I'm with Louis Castle. He is the co-founder of Westwood Studios, and we're going to be talking about Command & Conquer and Red Alert 2.
Red Alert 2 is all about the return of the Soviets across the ocean and attacking America. Now, from a real-time strategy, from a gameplay point of view, we've added all sorts of new stuff. We've expanded the units and the technologies, those funky technologies that were in Red Alert 1.
Tell us a little bit about Command & Conquer. You came up with the concept. Where did that come from?
Command & Conquer was born from Dune 2, actually. Dune 2, The Building of a Dynasty on the PC. And that game was all about real-time strategy gaming and a whole new way of controlling the game. And after Dune was done, myself and the team, we're eager to take it to the next level.
We've made it happen in real theaters. So this particular map has the White House in it. It's a sort of pseudo-Washington.
You're kind of wreaking havoc on Sim City here in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of Sim City. But it's more about making real-time strategy really relevant in a contemporary setting. And that's what we're talking about, designing up the game. It's really built so there's really extreme changes in the balance of power.
You know, the thing that makes every Command & Conquer, and Red Alert was no exception, really special, are the units, the tactics, the little personalities, whether it's the Tanya, unleashing a nuclear weapon on your enemy just when he thinks he's going to beat you.
Saying that, I'm going to use the A-bomb and launch it over there against the...
Oh my God.
So they're going to fight back here. And when I say really big, I mean really big effects. So the White House is there. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's like, it's really, really over. And you'll notice that these guys start to melt.
Socks the cat. It's all over. How long does it take to earn enough credits?
A very long time, and that's the balance. The balance issue is you may think you've actually defeated your opponent. You're like, right down there, and then all of a sudden it comes up and it says, nuclear weapons available in 5 minutes. And you're like, no! So now you're frantically trying to stop that thing from being built, because when it does get built, it's going to be big trouble.
It's funny, every single Command & Conquer that we build, we try to anticipate all the ways that you can play and really balance the game in all the different ways. And it's usually 6 months to a year later, somebody will come up with a variety of tactics we couldn't have even foreseen. Yeah. And that's one of the exciting things about building the RTS games the way we build them. There's so much in there that you can discover.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
That weird Einstein guy just informed me that we're doing an interview on Brett Sperry. Now, Brett Sperry is one of the founders of Westwood Studios, who brought us Command & Conquer.
You created this company with Lewis Castle, and he's a great guy.
Lewis and I had actually worked as freelance programmers, and I had gotten him his first job in the industry. So that's how we had met before Westwood was founded. And then after doing a couple of projects, I said, Lou, you know, let's do our own thing. I'm getting tired of working for others. You know, it's tough. I don't know that we're getting a fair shake on the deal. And he said, that's great. So the company was founded in 1985 here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Now, Dune was probably the game that put Westwood on the map. Would you agree with that?
You know, no, I think some of our fans would disagree with that, actually.
All right,
they would probably say it was Eye of the Beholder.
Eye of the Beholder.
Eye of the Beholder on the IBM and then on the Amiga. And that was a real-time role-playing game. And then, of course, the non-RPG fans would say BattleTech.
Now, CNC, I would probably say is Westwood's marquee title. I think it's probably the series most closely associated with the Westwood brand. But you guys are also doing lots of other cool products like Blade Runner.
Correct.
And the Lands of Lore series.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about how the dynamics of creating all these different games at the same time works in a company like yours.
Well, there are 7 production teams at Westwood right now working on 7 different projects. And even though Command & Conquer right now has been so successful that it's tended to eclipse some of our other efforts, you know, our company's varied. And we like to create role-playing games. We like to create strategy games. And then the occasional something different, just for variety, or more for the intellectual challenge, actually. With Command & Conquer, and the same thing happened with Eye of the Beholder and BattleTech, where, you know, I felt, wow, we've taken this to a new level. Look at all the acclaim that we're getting. And then after a while, you know, that's not what I'm building it for, to be quite honest. That's not what motivates me. It's how can I make interactive entertainment even more immersive? How can I let you do something, see something that you've never ever seen or been able to do on your computer before?
Stick around as we go behind the scenes of Smugglers Run.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Oh, hey, Lee from PNP Games here, reminding you to check out the Electric Playground Classic every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on youtube.com/EPNTV. Brought to you in part proudly by PNP Games. And don't forget, play forever!
Hey, it's time for the Tekken Tag Tournament Move of the Week! This week we got one for you from Nina and Paul. Ready? It's the Geyser Cannon combo, then a tag, then a rapid fire to a Stonebreaker, then a tag, and then slide. Okay, here we go. It's a down back, right kick, left kick tag, down, down back, back, left kick, right punch tag, forward, right kick. Ha ha ha!
Have you ever wanted to smuggle illegal contraband across international borders? I know I have. Well, if you're like me, then you're probably looking forward to the new PlayStation 2 game called Smugglers Run.
So we're out here in the middle of the desert. What are we doing here?
Well, desert, I'm afraid I can't tell you right now, but eventually we're going to end up looking at Smugglers Run, the video game.
Smugglers Run is originally started based on the concept of Midtown Madness for the PC. We found that the Cops and Robbers game mode was probably the most popular aspect of the game. We started with that initial idea of having off-road bases for Cops and Robbers, but using smugglers.
Maybe they weren't kidding.
What are you working on over here, buddy?
I'm playing through the level, making sure it's fun, I guess.
Playing and playing and playing until it's fun to you. This looks amazing. So you're telling me that you can drive your car anywhere you want to, anywhere that you can see, you can drive.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, is this the level that you're playing right now?
It was drawn into Illustrator from one of our level designers here.
And this threw it into your level editor and generated all of the mountainous regions and everything just off of that 2D image. Mm-hmm. So Wing's working on some pretty cool things there.
Yeah, he's a very talented designer.
Tell me about the tool that he's been working on.
And the strength of this tool is that it allows us to change the terrain very, very quickly. When you're doing that, you can tune the vehicles and tune the terrain at the same time to get the game experience exactly the way you want it. A big problem in developing games is that sometimes you get locked into developing this big, large terrain before you know what the vehicle can do. With this tool called Traxxer, that we're able to change things, change the slopes of hills, change the layout of the land, change the positioning of everything in your environment.
But there's all these wacko lines all over it there.
Okay, well, the wacko lines are for the artificial intelligence cars.
Okay.
So they know where to go. The vehicles do have a certain amount of intelligence, but These are really just sort of guides.
I stole all of them. Somebody stole ours, and then I had to go and steal somebody else, and I feel kind of bad about it, but that's the way the game goes.
How do you get a car that can drive off roads with big knobby tires like this, feeling like it's like you're really doing that in a PlayStation 2 game?
The trick is to try and take the features that you want in a car and model them accurately in the software and come up with something that drives and feels like a real car and is fun for a video game.
Check it out, we're in the desert in Nevada, and I got the money hunt.
Hey, this is the perfect thing for taking casual strolls in the park. This is the Liberty Game Boy emulator for Palm Pilot. What you do is you download the ROMs into the Palm Pilot after you've installed the emulator. Now, we're not endorsing that you guys stack up on free ROMs. You should have all of the cartridges in your library before you load up your Palm Pilot with this thing. It doesn't work exactly like a Game Boy does. You've got a pretty good approximation. It's really more suited for slower type games like the Dr. Mario or the Tetris or games like that. You can actually have a nice little list of different Game Boy games without having to carry all the cartridges around. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'm hoping that they make faster versions so that you can play all the Game Boy games.
After the break, we got the damn reviews.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
You ready, buddy? Best of 50 death matches, slappers only. Slappers only! Oh, I'm ready, all right. Dude, is that the unauthorized N64 pack accessory Furious Felines Air Daddy 98? No more sweaty hands, dude! No more sweaty hands! No more sweaty hands! No more sweaty hands! No more sweaty hands! No more sweaty hands!
Dude, pass this guy the wide mouth ball.
Reviews on the Run is brought to you by Microplay, where the games begin. Let's talk about the two new hockey games for the PlayStation 1. NHL Face-Off 2001 and NHL 2001. What'd you think?
NHL Face-Off 2001. Yep. I like the graphics and the motion capture better in this, and they have those in-between frames of animation which make the animation really smooth. The gameplay is better still in EA, in NHL 2001.
I used to feel that way about the Face-Off game until NHL 98, when they started to make it a lot more flashy with better voiceover and better commentary and a lot more features, and that's stayed true up to now. NHL 2001, EA's game, is loaded with features.
Well, the commentary is better in EA's game.
Yes.
But the in-game sound effects are a lot better in Face-Off.
Well, what's funny is that they're both really good games, and you can't really go wrong picking either one. I liked NHL 2001 better because it's got things like the NHL Challenge mode, where if you create a player and you complete all these different objectives, you can get points that you can use to make your player better.
Face-Off is a lot more arcade style and unrealistic, so I like that. I like it better.
Well, the thing about hockey games, ever since NHL came out on the Genesis, it's always been relatively easy to beat the computer AI.
Right.
It's not difficult to score in either of these games, even on the hardest difficulty.
Right.
You just have to learn the plays and the moves. If I had to choose one, I'd pick NHL 2001 over Face-Off 2001.
If I had to choose one, I'd pick NHL Face-Off over NHL. So.
All right, what'd you give Face-Off 2001?
Face-Off, I give an 8.2.
Okay.
And NHL 2001, the EA game, I give a 7.8.
Okay, I give Face-Off 2001 a 7.5, really good game, and I give NHL 2001 a 9 out of 10.
So if you like more realism, pick up the EA one.
Yep.
If you like more fast action fun, pick up Face-Off.
Yeah. Now what do you think of NASCAR 2001 for PlayStation?
Here's a good game. The graphics are pretty good for a PlayStation. The sound.
Really good.
Yeah, the engine sound on the car, I love.
It really looked like they wanted to make a solid engine, something that played really well.
That's right.
Instead of loading it with all kinds of features.
And the controls getting into it are really tight. The car feels like it's on the track.
Yep.
It's really easy to control. Here's the one thing though, is that like real NASCAR, the races are freaking long.
Yes, they are.
Long.
And it's all left turns. The graphics overall in this game are spectacular. They did a really, really great job with sun flares, and the cars look amazing. They look really solid, especially around the driver area. Through the window, you can see all the detail.
This is kind of like Ridge Racer type controls in a NASCAR, environment, and it's great. I give it an 8.1.
I would give it an 8.5 too. I would have given it even a higher score if it had things like a create a driver, so you could put yourself into the game.
Yeah.
Also, the crashes I thought could have been a little bit bigger.
Right. Well, speaking of NASCAR 2001, why don't we do F1 Championship?
Obviously, what's different with F1 from NASCAR is that the courses.
You don't go in circles.
Yeah, the courses are really varied. They've got all kinds of really crazy chicanes.
If you turn on assist mode all the way, you don't do anything.
You just press on the gas.
You just press on the gas. It'll steer for you. It controls your speed for you. Everything. So I'm like,
and you know what that does, though? That gives you an opportunity to test out the tracks.
It bores you. Mind.
But if you're a driver in the real world and you're driving these tracks, you know them like the back of your hand. So when you're playing the video game and you've never been to these tracks, I think the best thing that you can do is just go through and get a feel for where the racing line is. I mean, the game looks really good. This is a really sweet looking F1 game.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite F1 games for the PlayStation.
It's the best one, no question.
Yeah.
I love the weather effects, especially like the light smears from the taillights on the cars in the rain, and the heat ripple effects. Really cool.
And again, like NASCAR, it has the very smooth frame rate, which I like.
Yeah, it's a
not
nice
choppy
balance.
at all.
Both of these games have a nice balance of the cars aren't too good that it slows everything down, and the environments aren't too detailed that it slows everything down. I liked it 9 out of 10 for me.
I give it an 8.2.
Now, what do you think of Crimson Skies? It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark in the sky, but it's like the Rogue Squadron.
What does that have to do with Raiders of the Lost Ark?
You're basically a pirate, a bounty hunter. You're cruising around in your prototype planes, stealing treasure.
That has nothing to do with Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Sure, Indiana Jones stole treasure.
He didn't steal it. He found it.
He stole treasure.
You don't steal it. Legally his to keep if he found it.
Well, same thing here.
My favorite is the instant action mode because in there you can really completely customize your own flying experience. They have this one Hollywood one.
Yes.
Which has like New York City, Paris, and Egypt like all right next to each other.
And the Hollywood sign, and you can actually fly through the O.
Now we ran it on a fast machine.
You need a really, really fast machine.
To me, it was a little bit too choppy.
What I compare the game to is Rogue Squadron from LucasArts, and it's not as smooth as that is.
I had more fun in Rogue Squadron, though.
I actually didn't.
I have to give it an 8.8.
Easily one of my favorite of the year. Microsoft, I can't wait for you guys to bring this to Xbox. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. So what'd you think of Deep Fighter for the Dreamcast from Criterion Studios?
The first thing I hated about it was they hired a bunch of actors to set up all the levels, and it was really, I was having like early to mid 90s flashbacks. Remember when all those games like
I missed
Sewer
that.
Shark?
I haven't seen it in a long time. It was like nostalgia.
Anyone out there remembers Treasures of the Deep?
I do.
It's a game like that on the PlayStation, but the problem is that Treasures of the Deep looked better underwater.
Nah.
I didn't get a sense of being underwater in this game.
I did. I think they could have added a little bit more environment. They could have added a little more atmosphere to the environment.
Fish swimming around, I didn't even know I was underwater.
It's really clever what they've done here. It's not just a straight shooter where you're dropped in the ocean and it's basically a wing commander in the water.
Well, yes, it is. That's exactly what it is.
It has elements of that. But you also have to go and do these puzzle type of things with all these cool gadgets. Your environment is important to the stability of your little universe in there. So you got to take care of everything. You have to get radioactive elements out of harm's way. You have to collect the energy spheres that you need to keep your ship out there. I like this game. 8 out of 10 for me.
Hardcore gamers will hate this game.
What'd you give it?
I give it a 6.5.
Hardcore gamers will like this game. They're gonna give it the time. There's a lot of stuff to do. I think Harrison Ford is going to jump right out of there right now.
Like Fugitive, or Pierce Brosnan's gonna bungee cord off it.
Awesome.
Woo!
Well, let's just get good seats right here then.
All right.
You can find all the games featured in Reviews on the Run and hundreds more at all Microplay locations across North America and at microplay.com.
Okay, check this out. I want you guys to email us your favorite video games for the year 2000 on any console. We call them our Blister Awards. Now send an email to vote@electplay.com. And what's going to happen is me and Vic are going to pick our favorite games. At the end of the season, we're going to tally up the votes and see who comes closer to the people's choice, me or Vic. I got my money on me.
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Namco, makers of Tekken Tag Tournament for PlayStation 2.
A Football Odyssey. Hot one, hot two, hot three. You gotta do it right away. Hot one, hot two, hot, hike. Hike! Hard, hike! Hot one!
Give me that!
This classic episode of the Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support the Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.